Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Diamond Leader Mastermind Call. For those who, we are so privileged tonight. And I just want to, before I introduce Janet, I just want to explain to Janet, South Africa is a developing country, just like the Philippines. We don't have enough electricity, so we have to share. So, so currently in South Africa, what we call load shedding. So we take turns to have electricity, right? This call is recorded. It will be on YouTube tomorrow. So if you're wondering why so little people is on the call, it's because not everybody has power to watch the call. So it is my pride, and I'm so excited for this specific call. And I would like to introduce Janet all the way from the Philippines. It is 1 a.m. in the morning, and I have to say you are looking fresh. And just a little bit about Janet. She's a mother of 3 beautiful boys. She's a homeschooler, she's an entrepreneur, and she really believes in strong causes like breastfeeding, cloth diapering, baby wearing, and she's an eco warrior at heart. She's also a very excited businesswoman, which I have seen a little bit about her, and I've also read up on her. And she started doing the Young Living business, and she spent endless days and nights helping everybody. And we know that trap, right? So, but it's important for her to empower individuals, especially women, and to help them to achieve their goals and make their dreams come true. So that is the ultimate goal, because she's a hashtag mom boss. She also believes in the power of essential oils and its ability to help people in countless ways, right? Not only about the benefits of the oils, but in all ways. We know this is a holistic business. So she leads a team of passionate people, and she's also focusing on changing people's lives, because we know in this industry, if you help enough people to get what they want, we all get what we want. And she's very fit. She likes keeping fit by doing exercises, and she loves spending time in nature, and making her environment toxic free. So if that is not an eco warrior and a Young Living testimonial before she even starts speaking, I don't know what is. So Janet, welcome to South Africa and welcome to our call. How are you doing?
Thank you so much, Lee. That was a very wonderful introduction, and I'm very thrilled. Actually, so thrilled that I thought the call was yesterday morning.
Yeah, Margaret told me you were a day early, but you are forgiven because it was technically today already in our country, not in yours, right?
Yes, it's already 21st of October here.
Yeah, so thank you very much for joining us tonight. And you know why I'm excited about this call? Because a lot of time we have people from America, we have people from Europe, but all these countries, although it's very much, the business is very similar across the world, right? There's unique challenges in developing countries like the Philippines and South Africa. So a lot of the struggles that we currently going through, you guys have already been through, because Young Living has already been in your country, and I'm not sure how long Young Living has been in the Philippines, but you guys sitting with the same economic situation where people's income is not great, where the starter bundle is a huge chunk of somebody's salary, so it's not affordable. The oils are quite pricey for the average person. So I'm really interested in also understanding that part of the business, because for me that is unique and something that we share, and obstacles that you guys have actually overcome in the Philippines, because the business is absolutely booming, and you are a diamond, and so which means gives hopes to us in South Africa that very soon we can have a diamond, right? So please tell us a little bit more about yourself before I actually continue.
Okay, so thank you again, Lee. So that is very true. So there are a lot of similarities between South Africa and the Philippines. But to answer most of your questions, can I share my screen, because I've prepared a few slides for you guys, okay?
You can share after
you
are able.
All right, so just for you to get to know me better, and just for you to have an idea of what we are doing in the Philippines. And okay, so can you see my slides?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so again, I'm Janet. So I'm Janet Muñoz. I'm not Spanish, but we've been colonized by the Spaniards. So thus the surname, okay? As Lee have said, I'm an avid advocate of breastfeeding. In fact, I have breastfed my youngest for 5 years. So that's the one, that's the boy there. So also an eco warrior. I'm also an advocate of baby wearing, cloth diapers, and of course, toxin-free lifestyle, which is very aligned with what we have with Young Living. I enjoy dancing and of course traveling the world, which Young Living has given me the opportunity to travel the world. And I became a Young Living member in January 2017. So that's about 5.5 years ago. And I ranked up to diamond on August 2022 during the height of the pandemic. Okay. So, okay, let me see. Moving on. So, for you guys who have not been or is not very familiar with the island of the Philippines, because the Philippines is an archipelago. So it means it's composed of more than 7,000 islands. Okay, so the number of islands depends if it's high tide or low tide. So more islands if it's low tide. Okay, but basically it's a lot of islands. Okay, so three major island groups, that's Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So I am in Luzon, in the central part of Luzon, the province called Pampanga. I'm in the province. I'm not in the metro. So I'm located at the province in Luzon. And it's the 13th most populated country with 114 million as of 2021, with around 60% of its population with the middle class and what we call the poor or below the poverty line. Okay, so with a minimum wage of 7,400, that roughly translate into 130 US dollars, okay? And to answer your question, Lee, a while ago, Young Living Philippines opened November 2018, okay? But just to make it clear, Young Living business, we started the Young Living business way before it opened in the Philippines. So we were an NFR market before. So we get all our products from the US. We pay shipping fees for that, but we started the Philippines Experience Center. It opened in November 2018. Okay, so more about the Philippines. So right now, these are the statistics in the Philippines. So yeah, if you could see that, this is really very promising. So total commissions paid, how many millionaire earnings given to our members. So most of them diamonds. And we have also our own charity work in the Philippines. We're donating to different charity and communities in the Philippines. And this is also you have to notice it's 200 road shows visited nationwide. I don't know if it's a thing there in South Africa, but I will highlight this later on. We have 2 Young Living partner farms in the Philippines, which opened in 2019, and the other one in 2020. Okay, and we have 2 experience centers. Why 2 experience centers? Because we have logistics problems here in the Philippines. So it's an island, so it's very hard for us to bring and deliver products and goods in every island in the Philippines. So we pushed and we actually we really wanted to serve the members who are very far from the first experience center. So we really worked hard for global Young Living Global to to give us this opportunity to open a second experience center. Okay, and right now at the moment, it's like Young Living Philippines is selling 1 bottle of essential oil every minute. So that's how fast moving the essential oils are here in the Philippines. Okay, so let me move on. All right, so this is what Lee was saying a while ago. So we share common challenges. Okay, so as most of you there experiencing the same situation as us in the Philippines with the minimum wage that we have, number 1 challenge would be the spending power of the Filipinos. So this would translate into the monthly salaries of the Philippines. How much does an average Filipino earn in a month? The logistic issues, considering it's an archipelago, and the natural disasters. This is a common occurrence in the Philippines. I guess Filipinos have been so resilient for the past centuries just because we are so exposed to natural calamities and natural disasters given the topography of the Philippines, okay? And of course, we all know this COVID-19 pandemic, the onset of pandemic in 2020, and member retention, okay? So let me discuss this with you. So we have acknowledged the challenges that we have in each of our countries, right? But what's more important is how do we overcome these challenges? So I will show you our major game changers, the things that both Young Living members and the Young Living corporate team have put together, because we have a very special partnership with the Young Living Corporation here, corporate in the Philippines. So we do the planning together. We are always involved in whatever promotions, whatever plans they have. So they always consult us. So we really feel that they do really take into consideration what we have to say. So at the moment, given the challenges that I've shown you, these are the major game changers that have really helped us, recover from the pandemic and from all the natural disasters and from all the challenges that we have experienced here in the Philippines. Upgraded swags. I'm sure you have lots of very, very nice swag. So Filipinos are very, very fond of swag items, exclusive merchandise. So we all love that for sure. And we do have experience center face-to-face events. So we started with the face-to-face events beginning this year, when the when the pandemic has eased up. So Young Living Philippines has always done like one or two face-to-face events in the Young Living Experience Center, and on the part of the Young Living members such as me, not just diamonds actually, we do road shows. Okay, so road shows means we go to different places, different provinces in the Philippines, to do classes, do-it-yourself classes, business classes, essentials 101, whatever it takes for our members to get involved and to be active in those certain areas. So we had around, for the past few months, we had around 200 road shows. Okay, so these are mostly member-initiated road shows. Okay, of course, with the support of the Young Living Philippines Corp. They do partner with us, so they send us like raffle items, they send us like door gifts for our attendees and all that. But basically, it's us, the members, who initiate all this road shows. Okay, so this is a very, very nice thing to do actually. So this is my team in the recent silver retreat. I actually went to two silver retreats. The first one was when I was a guest speaker, and I believe someone from South Africa. Yeah, was it you, Lee? Okay, so
Quibus, our general manager, was there, but I was in the audience. And the
oh,
we had 51 South Africans there, so it was off. So that's where I saw you. So that's why, and you inspired me so
uh,
much that day that I said to Margot, we need to get you on the call.
thank you so much for trusting me, and it's always a pleasure. Just sharing the journey that I have with Young Living. So I went on the second trip, on the second batch, just to be with my members. Just to show them support, just to be with them, and most of these silver leaders were not even active. But after the silver retreat and that we did and the silver retreat, now they're suddenly doing their own road shows. So it's really, really very important. The community, the camaraderie within the Young Living community is really, really important. Okay, so actually that ends my presentation. And yeah, do you have any more questions for me?
I've got a few questions already. So this is really inspiring, and I want to ask because we all have started events as well, where people, because we believe that this business is an experiential business, and people have to experience the products, right? So I'm so glad to hear that we also ours is member initiated, but I think the biggest challenge that we have is getting people to the events firstly. So I want to find out, how do you get people to attend your events, and then secondly, there seems to be a gap in getting people to enroll after the event. So I want to sort of understand, how do you guys get people to the event, and once they're at the event, how do you get them to enroll?
Yeah, actually, during the first part of the year, when we started doing the road shows, we kind of experimented on what would work. So initially, we did like essential oil 101, and then some members sharing testimonials. That's really very powerful. If you have members sharing what they have experienced, what has helped them with their in their young living journey, that's really very powerful because your audience could relate, okay, to those ordinary people who are sharing, because sometimes most of us, especially here in the Philippines, think that young living is for the rich because it's costly, right? So it costs a lot of money. So people usually think, I can't afford it because it's only for the rich. I mean, given the salary that they have in a month, so it takes a big chunk of their monthly salary to do that. But then along the way, we found out that doing the business class, a very simplified business class after the essential oils 101 is very, very effective. Okay. In fact, during our previous road shows, we have had a minimum of 30 enrollments, 30, 40 enrollments in an event. But we do also conduct smaller events, like what you see here in the photo. So some of these are big events, some of these are small events. So it does not matter if you are talking to like 5 people, 7, 10, 30, 40, 50, it does not matter at all. It's actually very good if you start small because the pressure is not that big, especially for starting business builders. Usually when we tell them that, why don't you try to do a road show or an oily meetup? That's kind of like scary when you say road show, right? So you do a gathering, an oily gathering, invite your friends or family, an intimate gathering. So we start with like invite 5 people, 10 people. So in the first few classes, me, I go to the class, I teach the class, but then you have to teach that member to do the class herself because you cannot always go and go with her all the time, because like if you have like around 10,000 members or around 100 leaders who would like to do the road show, then you wouldn't be able to go with each of them, right? So you have to duplicate what is simple yet very effective. So it does not have to be very, very complicated. Like what you see here in the first photo, we usually do DIY, do it yourself classes, because it's one way of showing the members that essential oils are not only diffused, you can also use them in your like personal care products, in your home care products. So you could use them anywhere from the moment you wake up until the time you sleep. Essential oils are the way to go. Okay, so it's very, very fun actually, and most members, especially new ones, engage when they see the value of these oils. Okay, when they see more than diffusing, more than applying on your skin, what else can they do with this essential oil? So this is just to show them and to help them maximize what they have, and yeah, the uses of the oil. So they would know, they could be better educated on the uses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's great, because I think people, once people understand the product and the value of the product, as well as the versatility of it. They can really see the value of it, right? So how do you overcome? Because I mean, you said the same thing that I said in the beginning as well. It's like the spending power, and you said that our products are perceived as expensive, and it is in our markets because of the income, right? The spending power. So how do you overcome that conversation or that obstacle when people say, oh, your products are expensive, or I can't enroll? And specific, do you guys do just enrollments on the premium starter bundle? Is that what you focus on? And how do you overcome
Yes,
that?
we are only allowed to buy the kit. Okay, so unlike the US market, they could choose
Yeah.
whatever product they like. So here in the Philippines, you could just choose among the member kit. The we call it the premium experience set here in the
Okay.
Philippines.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very valid concern, Lee, regarding how can you make a family earning here it's 8,000 pesos, more or less 8,000 pesos, earning the same amount of money for their monthly salary, right? So actually my answer for you is really quite simple. You find a solution for them to afford the kit. So that's their first concern. So how do you make them buy it? You teach them how they could earn and buy the kit. So I personally tell, if I encounter a member or a prospect telling me that, I usually tell them, be a member together with your like, you get your kit for free. Okay, because of the commissions, that she would be getting. Yeah, the sign up bonus and the fast start bonus that she would be getting. And sometimes, most of us, when we started out, we were very, very scared to discuss the Young Living business opportunity because, it's an MLM. And actually, here in the Philippines, there's a stigma with MLM. So if they know that you're engaged in MLM, sometimes, it has a very bad reputation here in the Philippines just because there's a lot of scams on MLM, not legitimate companies. But it's very good that you make them understand that you can afford it. You can afford it by doing this very simple step. You you share it with your friends, you share it with your family, right? So it's just that, share it with like 24 person, and technically you get it for free.
So I just want to double check that I understood you correctly, right? So you said that the starter kit is the equivalent of one family's income. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean,
Technically it is.
that's I mean that's scary to think that. I mean, it speaks about the spending power, right? But so I think that is why leading with the business is such a powerful tool in developing countries, right? Because in developing countries, network marketing companies does very well. Traditionally, because of the earnings opportunity. And I think with Young Living, because most of the uplines for people in South Africa is not in South Africa. So they all is really strong product evangelists. People are always talking about the product, and our product is amazing, but people are so afraid, like you said, to talk about with business and lead with the business. And I think that is the opportunity that we have in South Africa, is to lead with the business, because our product is strong enough, and our product is what is not making us a scam, because we've got amazing products to support the business that anybody can benefit from, right?
That is so true. Yeah. So we don't have to be afraid of anything because, as you have said, our products are amazing. And one tip that I could give you is, you have to use and you have to love your oils, and the sharing goes naturally. So that's how I started initially. Actually, I did not intend to do the business, but I had no money to buy oils every month. So that was the time that I got interested. So I asked myself, how can I afford like doing 100 PV ER every month. How can I do that, right? So you have to find the solution, and that is the solution. You have to build your leaders, you have to build your business, you have to be a proud business builder, because that's how the business grows, right? And you have to duplicate yourself, you have to make better versions of yourself. So that's one very important tip. If you enroll a member, if you are talking to a person who's a potential new member, you could initially introduce the Young Living business to them. Because I had this one member, I enrolled her, but she was just a user. And at that time, it was like the beginning of my journey, like 2017. She learned about the Young Living business with another member, not with me. Because back then I was so, I was very uncomfortable discussing it. So she told me that, why didn't you tell me about the business? I could have been a silver. I could have been a silver at this time. So that was a major realization for me. So you'll never know who's gonna need it, right? So I mean, Young Living opportunity, the business is literally life changing, right? So for us here, South Africa and in the Philippines, like the commissions of a senior star or executive is roughly equivalent to the monthly salary of the average Filipino, right? So if you are like a silver or a gold, you can practically resign from your job.
That's very interesting, and I think, and I really like what you said. It's like, if we do not tell people about the opportunity, we're sort of doing them a disfavor, because somebody
Yes.
gave you the opportunity, right? So who are you not to give it to everybody that you come in contact with?
I know. You are
Um,
doing them this service
now you are
if
doing.
you do not.
So you
That's right.
briefly alluded to your Young Living story. Do you want to go a little bit and just tell us about your journey? How, and I mean, you joined. I know that you were there before they were officially boots on the ground, but just how did you start, and how was your journey to specifically to Diamond? Because I mean,
Mhm.
that's a fascinating story. How did that happen?
Yeah. So when I started in January 2017, a mom from because here in the Philippines we've got lots of Facebook groups in breastfeeding, in cloth diapers, and all those advocacy. So one mom just asked me if I would like to try the oils, and back then my kids are very sickly actually. So most issues, health issues that we had are respiratory issues with the kids. So I just, I was very desperate actually at that time, because we were always at at the doctor's clinic, having my kids. I it was so very tiring. Like, you have like three little boys, sick all the time. So it's actually being a mom, you ask yourself, if you're like, am I a good mom? Why are they always sick? Why are they always sick, right? So it was kind of a desperate move for me. So it was, you know back at that time, it was like 10,000 pesos, is $160 from the US, and we had to ship it from the US. So it was a desperate move for me. I had to try it because I don't have a choice anymore, right? So when I got the kit, February, first week of February, so I was so excited to use it. And immediately, actually, the first oil that gave me that wow moment was peppermint. Okay, so that exact moment, I said to myself that I know this is it's the right place, the right time, it's the right opportunity for me. So I just go and grab the opportunity after trying the oils for like 2 or 3 months, because I got very interested in the business like after 2 or 3 months, when I had no money anymore to buy to buy the oils monthly, so I had to think of ways. And that was the time that I really got interested and started to get serious on the business. So yeah, and by then, most of my co-parents, the fellow moms in the mommy groups online. We started online. I mean, most of my team I met are just virtual friends, and I saw them the first time because of Young Living.
Okay.
Yeah. So my journey, I became it was actually fast when I started to get serious with the business. It was actually fast. I ranked up every month. So star in April, I think senior executive the next month, and then I ranked up after 2 months. I ranked up to gold.
Oh,
Yeah. So
wow.
it was a very, yeah. And then after a year, I ranked up to platinum. But by then, the commissions of a platinum, like here in the Philippines, you could really live very comfortably with that, right? So I got a little contented with my platinum paycheck, and I was in this mindset that I was not ready to be a diamond yet, because becoming a diamond entails so much responsibility. So that kind of held me back a bit. So it was like after 2 years that I ranked up to diamond during the height of the pandemic. So March, lockdown was declared, and by August 2020, I ranked up to diamond. And I said, um, it's God's perfect timing. So I just embraced it with all my heart. So like right now, I'm very happy that I'm leading this very passionate people that I have here in the Philippines.
So that's an amazing story, and I mean, for obviously it's not the normal people that can rank up. Well, it's possible to anybody. Let's just say that anybody, it can happen to anybody, but it's not
Yes,
easy. It's not just as easy as belonging to a Facebook group and ranking up and getting people to join your team. It's hard work, right? So
yes,
because you also said that when you got a little bit content with your rank, you didn't grow as much, right? So
yes.
there's definitely a correlation between effort as well as achievement, right? So do you want to speak a little bit about how you work, and how you were able to grow so fast? And did you do personal enrollments? Did you have a team or that did the enrollments, and or how did you manage to actually grow so fast? Because I know that it's challenging, right? So
Yes,
what
it
was your
is.
key to success?
I was actually a stay-at-home mom then.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
didn't have like I take care of the kids. I was a former corporate employee, but the stress of the corporate world got to me. So I resigned, and Young Living actually gave me another chance to meet other people. So
Mm,
for me, it was being in the right place at the right time.
mm,
So when I totally embraced the Young Living business, I intentionally made time for it. Like in a day, I would do like hybrid classes. I do face to face. I also did Zoom classes. Okay, so like in a week I would do like 10 classes. Okay, so
wow.
imagine like doing because my classes are quite long, because I'm quite a talker. So usually it takes like 2 hours
Mm,
every class. So I like to share my stories. Yeah, but usually that's the minimum 10 classes in a week.
mm,
Okay, but you can always do like small 30-minute classes, so it doesn't have to be that very complicated and very intensive class. So
mm,
also I set time. I set time where when I will do the business. Like when I wake up in the morning, I allot let's say 1 or 2 hours. So if I have a lot of inquiries, I have a lot of members to support, I need to post something if there's a promo, or if I need to do any reports or presentations. So I make time for it. Like for example, in the morning, I would like do 2 hours in the morning, and then I would tend to the kids. I do homeschooling, by the way. So I homeschool my youngest. So that takes a bit of my time, like 2 to 3 hours in my day. And then in the afternoon, I do more IPAs, like 2 hours, 3 hours of IPA posting, answering questions, answering inquiries, doing classes. And then in the evening before I go to sleep, I check for messages also. So in a week, I think I would like spend around 42 to 45 hours. Okay, so that's totally very, very, doable, considering I came from the corporate world where I spend like how many 10 hours in the office traveling, with including traveling, and I work like 6 days a week. So this was freedom. It was actually freedom. Young Living offered me the freedom of time and to be with my kids every day. And yeah, you just have to be intentional. You just have to set it. You just have to, set a system that works for you. So everybody's got like different things to do. We've got, chores to do. We've got errands to do. But you could always like put like 30 minutes, 1 hour of your day to do the Young Living business, and that's totally fine.
And that's what's nice about this business, but it's because you can make it work at a time and a place that suits your needs,
Yes.
right? So, I mean, you can make it the business fit according to what your schedule looks like, and what is important. You can do it and work around that, and that's the time freedom element of this business. But what is very interesting to me is that you still put in the 45 hours or 40 hours, because that is a full work week in South Africa. It's 45 hours. So you're still doing it as you treat your business like a full-time job,
Yes, you should.
while being able to have the to do things like
If you treat
homeschooling.
what I have realized, Lee, for the past few years, if you treat Young Living as a side hustle, a side business, it's gonna pay you side hustle paycheck. If you
Yeah.
treat it like a full-time business, it's gonna pay you a full-time salary, a full-time commission. So if you slack off like a month or a few weeks, that's totally fine, because I do that. Like I travel, I love traveling. But the good thing about Young Living is you could put in pockets of time, 30 minutes while you're on the train, you're on the bus, you're on a car ride. You could like talk to your people and designate to work. You could ask them because you've trained them, because you've duplicated yourself, right? So you don't have to do the work all by yourself, because most of the business builders get burned out doing everything by themselves. So the community and teamwork.
Yeah.
Okay, so teamwork is a very, very important, because you cannot do everything by yourself.
Yeah, and I think from everybody that I've spoken to that has achieved diamond, I think that is one of the key aspects of getting to diamond, is realizing that you cannot do anything for everybody. You have to empower people to do things for themselves, because until you do that, you will never get to diamond, because they need to duplicate what you teach them. And if you are not duplicating yourself with them, they can't duplicate themselves with their downlines, right? So that's really the key, is making sure that everybody understands what you can do, they can do. But I mean, like you said, it's like not only what you can do, but can do better than you can do, which is really an amazing to understand that people's got skills in your teams and utilize those skills, right? So from the lessons that you've learned on your journey, right, if you had to know what you know now, what would you've done differently?
I would have studied the compensation plan a bit earlier. Okay. Back then, when I started, I just enrolled people, just kept on enrolling until I had like 15, 20 level ones.
Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
then I realized that I should have like strategically placed these people under each other so they could work together, right? So in the 3, 4 months that I was just a plain user, I didn't know that. So now that I mean, structures, the structure of your team is so what will get you to your ranks, right? So you have to know that you have to study the compensation plan. Okay, so that's the key. If you understand the compensation plan, you know how to strategize, how to make a system that's gonna work for you. So I think that would be one thing that I would actually do. And yeah, probably one more thing is when I've told you a while ago that when I reached the rank of platinum, I was quite contented with what I had, right? So it really took me like years to realize that I was ready to become a diamond. And it was all in my mind that no, I don't want to be a diamond. What I'm earning is enough for my family, enough to buy luxury items for us, enough for traveling. We have extra money. So that kind of mindset kind of held me back. So
Mm.
but kind of like thinking about it, getting to the rank is not only I did not do it only for myself, but also for my team.
Mm.
Having that extra money means that you could help more people, right? And you could inspire more people, you could motivate more people. So I think if going back, of course, that would be probably I could be a royal crown diamond by now. Right, so yeah, but going back, that would be the main the two things that I would have improved on.
Yeah, and that's what it reminds me of one of Mary Young's quotes is money in the hands of good people can do amazing things, right? And I think that a lot of young living people are sort of afraid to talk about their earnings or afraid to talk about how they can change people's lives or the possibility by talking but with this amazing gift that we have, right? So I think that's a very good lesson is that don't stand in your own way because that's what you were doing. Don't get comfortable because you are also denying other people in your team the opportunity to grow if you stop growing, right? So I think that is really powerful lesson. So I mean, you spoke about in the beginning you were enrolling. So how do you is it important for you to still enroll and how do you ensure your team still enrolls for you or how do you drive
Definitely.
enrollments?
Yes, yes. A big yes, Lee. A big yes. Because that's how you start your business. You enroll people. Day in, day out, you enroll people. So it doesn't mean that you're a diamond. You just let your members enroll your people. I have a personal goal. Okay. I enroll 5 to 10 people a month. Two is very sad for me. Okay, so especially right now that we're doing a lot of road shows, like we do every weekend road shows, even sometimes weekday road shows. So those leaders who are very active in road shows like now, they get an average of 5 enrollments in a week.
Oh wow,
So
okay.
that is very big.
Yeah.
Yes. So enrollments right now in the Philippines is really booming. So it is one thing. It's the best for us. It's the best practice doing these road shows. From we had an all-time low in February just this year, February this year, because usually January and February are low months, right? So we had this all-time low. But start when we started with the road show this August. Okay, so the road shows, we have achieved around more than 2,000 enrollees in a month.
Oh wow.
2,000 enrollees, yeah, in a month. So imagine onboarding 2,000 new members, and out of those 2,000 members, how many? Just say, let's say 10% of those people who would be interested in building the business. So it's a very big number. So yeah, enroll people, especially we are in the rebuilding stage, right? So not just us, not just the US, it's actually a very it's a global thing, that members have declined, number of members, retention is a very has declined. So it's very important to bring in new blood, to bring in new people, to bring very enthusiastic people, because I do believe that before, when I, I usually get frustrated, Lee, when I talk to like business builders, but they do not engage. Like after talking to them for a few months, and in your heart, you couldn't let them go, but in your heart, you know that they will not come back. They will not come back to do the Young Living business. So hard for me to let go, but I've learned to do that in the past few months. So what we shifted, we pivot. We need to shift our mindset to to that. So we need to find new people who will run with us, who will go with us, who share the same mindset with us. So let's not like waste energy and waste our efforts for to those like people who do not share the same vision as us. So that's one thing that I have learned. So that's why our focus is enrollments and new members and onboarding new business builders.
Yes, because it's very difficult to have. I mean, if there's energy, energy creates energy, right? So if you have people that's enthusiastic and you have new builders and you've got new members, that energy brings in more people. I mean, that's the energy that we had before Young
Yes.
Living was launched in South Africa, because that's just that hype around the business create all that energy. And it is sad to let go of people that you've walked a road with, people that you spend time and energy with and work together with. It is sad to let them go, but at some point you have to understand that, you know what, you can only do with people so much. It's up to them if they want to join. And a lot of times, once people see the energy of the new team, a lot of people come back. So it's not always goodbye and forever. It's just like you have to focus your energy on where you will get the most rewards. So I want to also ask, so business builders, right? Are you guys intentional with finding business builders? And if you are intentional of finding business builders, how do you go about finding them?
Yeah. Actually, that when I told you that in our road shows, business class is usually back to back with our essential oils class. Because when the people who are supposed to attend the essential oils 101 only, and then immediately after we do the business class, they get interested. They get interested. So it's a very effective way, but just simplify it, okay? Because if it's their first time to like listen about the business, sometimes it gets really like complicated. It
Yeah.
gets really overwhelming because we have a lot of bonuses, a lot of commissions, a lot of, that's so many to digest for a first time attendee. So you
Yeah.
have to break it down a bit, and just do the basic, like discuss the fast start bonus, if you have a market for retailing, like that. So just do that, but always for me, because it worked for our team, and it worked for Young Living Philippines. So always introduce the business together with the essential oils basics 101.
That's awesome, and I'm going to definitely ask you for some of your training material and some of your, because I think we can really learn from what you guys are doing, because you are really doing great. So if you can give us some tips for building sustainably, and I've already picked up on a few, but if you want to give your top 5 tips for building a sustainable business, what would they be?
Okay, number one, actually, I have said it a while ago, is you have to use your oils, you have to use your products, you have to love them, to genuinely share them, right? So it's very hard to sell a product that you don't use. Right? So make it a point that if there's a new product, try it out, test it out. So you get your own testimonial, and you get to share that testimonial to your new members, and not just like she said, he said. So you get that first-hand experience. So you have to walk the talk. Okay, so you have to get to know the product, like study them. Some are very, like here in the Philippines, we have we have so little supplements actually, but we are getting some of our supplements still from the United States. So but we usually do a very holistic approach, not just essential oils. We educate also on the supplements, on personal care, on the home care. Now, if we don't have the product, what we usually do is we make them ourselves. That's why we're very fond of doing the
Yeah,
DIY
why?
session,
Yeah.
do it
Yes.
yourself, right?
Yeah.
So we do that a lot. We buy the vegetable capsules, we mix our own oils, and we take them as supplements. So that's what we do. Yes. Right. Live it, love it, share it. Yes, you're right. Correct. You're correct, Margot. Okay. So second, you have to find your burning why. Usually, you hear it a lot, but do you really know why you are doing the Young Living business, right? For me, my burning why it's evolving actually. When I started with Young Living, I just wanted my kids to be healthy. I just want them to be more comfortable, But eventually, when I embraced the Young Living business, and I found out that it's something that I should share with other moms, with other stay-at-home moms, with other housewives that I know, because it's giving me the freedom, financial freedom, the freedom of time. So I really had to share it. So it evolved into like empowering these women to build their own business, right? So that's my second tip. You have to anchor yourself on your deepest why. Okay, so if maybe your deepest why is to build your dream house, to buy your car, so that's a valid why, right? So anchor it into something that would really inspire and motivate you to get to that goal. Okay, and then again, I will say it again, share the business with everyone, literally everyone you meet, everyone you talk to. You have to share it, because you're doing a disservice to your members if you are not telling them of the opportunity that Young Living has. So that's my third one, and my fourth one would be just like South Africa and the Philippines, we're sharing a lot of challenges, same similarities, same challenges together. So you have to acknowledge the problem. Like here in the Philippines, when we get like calamities, like in 2020 when the volcano erupted and ashes all over, people cannot breathe because of the ashes. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. People cannot breathe. So what do? You send them. You sell them respiratory oils. Okay. So you have to find a solution. So every problem has a solution. If you cannot find an existing solution, you have to create one. Okay. So always acknowledge the problem, and you have to find the solution afterwards. You have to offer it. If people cannot afford to buy the kit, offer the solution. Share it with three of your friends, three of your loved ones, so you could get your kit for free, right? So offer them the solution. Fifth is duplicate yourself. You have to make like better version of yourself. When I was just starting, I had very low confidence on myself, because I'm not some leaders, of course, they're like lawyers, they're doctors and all that. And this was the mindset that kind of held me back when from becoming a diamond, because I thought I was so normal, I was so plain and regular, like, how can I do what they do, right? So they're lawyers, they're doctors, so they're very intelligent, they're very smart, so I was thinking, I'm just a normal person. I can do what they do. But then I realized I can do my own thing, right? We can be ourselves. So play with your strengths. If you like talking, like what I do right now, talk to a lot of people. It doesn't matter. Don't make it complicated. Just like share your stories and share your passion. Make them feel how passionate you are about the product, no matter how many times you have to do it. Like in my case, I had to do like 10 classes in a week, so that's totally fine. I could like repeat the class all over again, because I love sharing my story and what Young Living has done to our family. So yeah, you have to duplicate. Share it with your members, train them to become a better version of yourselves. Because I have a lot of members, silvers, golds, that are a lot smarter than me, that are, you could see their potential. If you see the potential in this person, you have to help her, because she could be your next diamond, your next gold, your next platinum, and you could go up, you could rank up together, right? So with Young Living, you could have as many diamonds under you. So make diamonds. Yeah, that's one tip also. Make diamonds. A lot of them.
That's awesome. I think your passion really comes across, and I think it's palpable. I mean, I get excited, and I'm sure that is part of your success, is your pure excitement for the young living, the product, the business, and how it has changed your life as well as your family's life, and also the power that it has given you and the tools that it's giving you to empower the life of those around you. So I really find it truly inspirational, and we're gonna make sure that everybody in South Africa sees this recording, because I really enjoyed it a lot. So Janet, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for having so much energy so late in the morning. So now you can all
It's
release.
2 a.m. in the Philippines. I'm very awake.
So thank you for spending your morning with us, and go to sleep. And we're going to invite you again, because that was truly, truly a blessing. And there's lots of opportunities to come and build a business in South Africa for you as well. So we invite you to South African shores and come share your success here with us, and maybe build a few legs here. So Janet, thanks for joining us. We
Thank
really
you so much.
appreciate
I
it.
would love to visit your beautiful country, Lee, sometime. I love traveling, and South Africa is on my bucket list.
Yeah, well, let us know when you're coming here, and we will take you around and let you share your excitement about the business. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and good evening. Good evening there in South Africa. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, everybody.